Good afternoon, everyone. This is Dr. Diggs. Today is another windy one out here in the Pacific Northwest. 60-mile-per-hour winds. It's a miracle that we haven't lost power and we haven't lost internet. We're still planning on streaming tonight between 9 p.m. and 12 a.m. Pacific time, so I can't wait to see you guys there. Without further ado, though, let's jump into it and talk about whether you should be pulling for Kane, Cecil, Rosa, or any of the other cards that you'll be looking for. Now, since this is a should you pull video, we do, of course, like always, this is my sponsored video. So if you guys didn't know, I am sponsored by the Amazon App Store, which is wonderful. You can use my affiliate link dig.gs/offer to get to this website and have access to $20 off your $10,000 Amazon coin, $10,000 coin Amazon coin purchase. Thank you all of you guys who have supported me through this. It is one of the best ways to support me without giving me money directly. And now let's start talking about some of the units. What do I think about Kane? I think you should pull him. I think if you're like Dolphin tier, Whale tier, or if you've been saving forever, Kane is a unique unit that's going to be very powerful, particularly with the Demon Wall card. I'm going to be going for Kane. I'm going to be going for Demon Wall. And I think that's going to be the way to go with him. Particularly, I love his TMR. It can be cast twice. It gives haste. It gives movement 1. He has native defense penetration. He has access to Pride of the Dragon Knight, which is an attack plus 60% passive. He has access to defense up passives. Recently, I learned as well, he does actually use his Immortal Spirit really well. So apparently in JP, there's a lot of people who use him as a glass cannon with Immortal Spirit and have great success. So I'm really excited to see how he works out, particularly with either his defense builds or his little bit of evasion, drain HP. It's going to be a great mix, and I think we're always going to have a need for dark units, and I can't wait to level him and use him. Let's talk about Cecil. Now, Cecil is going to be given to everybody for free. Little bit lackluster in JP. He is a light element unit, though, and he is pretty decent. He's not terrible. He does have access to a multi-hit light attack, which chains twice. Honestly, that's probably what I would use him for if I leveled him. His Holy Knight Sword attack decreasing ability is also pretty powerful with really good range. He also has access to that Sub-Soldier, which gives him that passive ability attack up % as well. And he has access to the Moon People's Blood, which gives him that defense. Unfortunately, what he lacks is he doesn't have any great way to generate native enmity. So he's gonna fall into that category of brawling units. And kind of what I would almost compare him to in terms of strength and power, it's almost like a UR version of Gafgarion, right? Everybody's going to be getting him. He has some great abilities, great defensive capabilities. While Gafgarion, you know, I would say Gafgarion is probably one of the best UR brawlers that we have, or arguably the best UR brawler. I think Cecil is going to be one of our best UR brawlers as well. So I guess I called Gafgarion a UR, didn't I? He's an MR. But I really see Cecil as really living the lifestyle of a brawler unit. I would say if you don't have an elemental light unit leveled, you should probably chase him. One factor to consider with Cecil as well, we're going to get probably about 200 or more free shards. This is a 4-week event, and the Chocobo expedition is also going to drop Cecil shards. We don't know what the rate's going to be yet. However, if the rate is substantial, we could potentially be MLBing Cecil for a very reduced cost, depending on how many shards are actually dropping from the Chocobo expedition. So look at that, consider that. It's going to be one of the first things I'm going to look at when the patch drops is what the drop rate for Cecil shards are, because if they are similar to the Final Fantasy Tactics 2 event, and the event is going for 4 weeks, it's possible you could get upwards of 100, potentially even 150 Cecil shards for free. I mean, this could be really substantial. You could end up with, you know, only needing like 250 shards to MLB Cecil at 10 divided by 10 would be 25 times 500. So it would be about like 12k viz to max him out potentially, which would be a pretty good deal. Other than that, I would say you probably don't want to max him out unless you don't have a light unit or you really love Cecil and you want a brawling unit. Definitely wait before you go like diving in after Cecil shards. Just wait. Let's wait and see. Let's see how it works out. We'll probably get really good Chocobo expeditions. Rosa is a unit that there is a lot of controversy about, and a lot of people were very upset that I did not mention Curry's bow for her in the guide. And the reason I didn't mention Curry's bow is because I think there were significantly better weapons for her. And while Curry's bow does have the ice attack up and it does give attack up, you're probably going to be more beneficial using some other bow with either shooting up or using the UR bow with magic attack up, because Holy is not ice element and it's in her primary kit, and her healing spells are going to be based off magic, not off elemental. So the only other thing you would be benefiting from with the plus ice attack is the missile attack, so you would be better off having missile attack up from, for example, Killer Bow with higher attack, or from the UR bow with higher missile attack, which is plus 20, or if you're subbing Black Mage, which you probably won't be doing with her. In terms of her kit, she's definitely a interesting support unit. She's not going to be bringing the bow meta like I talked about. I think if you're pulling for Rosa, you're pulling because she's your waifu, and you want to add her to your composition. A lot of people talked about how, I believe her name's Nivru, is coming out in the near future, and she's going to pretty much completely overshadow Rosa in terms of using a bow and kind of being that ranged attacker. So Rosa's really primary purpose is going to be with those ice slash compositions. Most people seem to be wanting her for her ability that decreases 38% ice resistance down here. Frozen Arrow decreases ice resistance 38% for 3 turns to target. That's going to be really powerful when paired with units like Gilgamesh, Agrius, and any other ice unit in those ice slash compositions that you're going to be running. And I know there's a couple people at least that are very excited about this. I did see a couple questions as well in the comment section on my Rosa review. Rosa does have Holy. It's actually in her primary job. What she lacks is access to full life in White Mage. She has no flare in Black Mage. So really her White Mage sub and her Black Mage sub are really even just a bit underwhelming. So I personally am not planning on pulling for Rosa. If I get her, I'll probably max her out, but she's not on my list of must-haves and must-gets, just because there's a lot of other units that do things better, and I personally don't run an ice slash composition. Let's talk about the Chocobo Esper. So the Chocobo Esper comes with the Chocobo card. First though, Chocobo Esper is 5% earth resistance. This is the Esper that's also going to be known as Side Chick, everyone. This is the Side Chick Esper and card. High agility at plus 15, attack 70, pretty decent. The skill tree is where he really shines, though. He gets a lot of plus attack here. He gets plus 15% attack, and he actually gets missile attack, too. So he gets missile attack, he gets slash resistance, he gets ice resistance, he gets attack up. In my mind, this is an incredible Esper to have. And if you pull him, you should plan on leveling him, because we don't have very many missile attack plus Espers in the game, and he offers slash resistance. But even more than that, he offers ice resistance. So the combination of all of that could be absolutely wonderful. While we're talking about the Chocobo, let's talk about the card as well. So the card gives defense plus 10 on the unit, and it gives agility plus 10% for the party. It is going to be upgraded in the future to give wind allies 30% charm resistance, and the primary stats are going to be HP 288, attack 72, magic 72. You want to MLB this. The reason you want to max this out is because it has agility plus 10% on it. The only real cards that have agility on them besides this are going to be Scion, or they're going to be Lady Helena, and those are going to have more of an enhanced effect. There are other cards with individual agility up, like Snowy Fields and, you know, like, Secret Orders, there we go. A couple others as well. But this is going to be the one that gives agility plus 10% to your party. Defense up is always welcome. You could throw this on your tank. You never know when you're going to encounter a situation where you need your units to move 10% faster. So this is going to be a great card to have, and it's going to be like a tool in your toolkit, right? You never know when you're going to need it, but when you need it, you're going to be really glad that you do have it. Some of the other cards as well that have agility is going to be Scion, limited time. And we're also going to have the Lady Helena card coming out in the future, which will give agility plus 15%. I slept on Scion. I didn't want to invest my resources into it for it, but I'm definitely not going to sleep on the Chocobo. I'm just going to grab it just so that I have access to that agility plus that I really need. The last card is going to be Demon Wall. I think if you get Kane, you get Demon Wall. That's going to be the only situation in which you want to max out Demon Wall is if you max out Kane. I think these cards are inextricably combined together. So, for example, my big pull tonight where I'm pulling for Kane, my focus is going to be on Demon Wall as well. I want to pull both of them together, and I think that's important, and I think you can't really have one without the other. I mean, technically you can, but it's going to be such a power level increase to have Demon's Wall for Kane that you are not going to want to pull for it unless you have both of them. So, TLDR, only pull for Kane if you're able to pull for Demon Wall as well. Rosa is kind of up in the air. If she's your waifu, pull for her. Cecil, I'm going to say wait on, because Cecil is going to be one of those units where we might get a lot of his shards from Chocobo Expedition. We know we're going to be getting at least like 200, 215 between his mastery mission, between his shard mission, between his 160 bingo board, and between the 40 from the mission accomplished that we'll normally get. So we're just going to want to wait and see. We're going to want to wait and see how many we get from Chocobo Expedition. I think a big factor is going to be if the Chocobo Expedition is spread out across 4 weeks as well. Since this is a 4-week event, this is our first 4-week event that we've ever had. And finding out if that Chocobo Expedition is 4 weeks is going to be absolutely critical. Again, everyone, thank you so much for watching. As always, if you are planning on buying Visior tonight, make sure you use my affiliate link, dig.gs/coins, or use the special offer link that we talked about in the video earlier, dig.gs/offer. And of course, come join our Discord, and I hope that I'm going to see all of you guys on stream later tonight between 9 p.m. Pacific time and 12 a.m. Pacific time when we do our polls for Kane and Rosa. Hopefully, we got the right seed.